Hello and welcome to this fortnight's edition of the Inside Track after last night's GDT auction. Today we are welcoming you from the rooftop at Maximum Foods with Suncorp Stadium here in the background, playing host this weekend to the NRL Magic Round. 140,000 people through the gates over the 3 days. Some expected results in those matches and some, similar to GDT last night, unexpected results. We saw GDT come in as a bit more of a flat event than it was. However, a 3.3% increase across the board. Surprised some, with butter being the biggest mover, and a real surprise there. So let's look at the GDT results by individual product. Okay, so let's look at butter first. As mentioned, a 5.1% increase on the auction last night. Some are saying that this could be a little bit more supply driven in hampered supply than actual demand influencing this result. It's the third ever highest price that butter has reached in the history of the auction. It'll be interesting to see if this can be sustained throughout the year and into the new season. Let's just touch on AMF now as well. A 3.5% increase, not as significant as the increase on butter. It could be a supply driven availability issue, but the consistent increases on AMF show that there is solid demand out there as well. Let's look at whole milk powder now, and it was a bit more of a modest expectation for whole milk powder. Maybe it was going to be a flat line on the auction, but it did increase 2.9%. So getting towards higher levels of September 2022. Again, it'll be interesting to see if whole milk powder can sustain these levels. And one thing to note is the gap between regular and instant whole milk powder has now reached about $150 comparatively to normally around $90 or $100. We'll keep an eye on whole milk powder. Let's take a look at skim milk powder now. An impressive result on skim, up average 3.5%. Each contract period performed well. Also, I think C3 was up 4.4%, so some real support for skim further out there. Let's see what it does going forward. Let's take a look at cheese now, and a bit of a lackluster performance compared to the other commodities for cheddar. Basically flatlined there. Could be a little bit of an oversupply in the Oceania region for cheddar. However, mozzarella, 9.8% increase on the mozza, but who doesn't love a pizza? Let's just take a quick look at the whey proteins finally. WPI and WPC pricing remains firm. WPI even expected another increase towards the end of the calendar year. It's obvious that there are a few supply issues out of some of those larger manufacturers, matched with significant demand as well. Okay, that's it for this fortnight's edition of the Inside Track. Thanks to Johnny Hallow for letting me step in. He is out today coaching his kids' rugby team, so they're very lucky to have him. Somewhat of a star rugby player in his day, I've heard, Johnny Hallow. He will be back with you after the next GDT. Look after yourselves.